There's been a lot of talk lately about voter fraud. I'd like to talk about that a little bit and offer some possible solutions. Now, in recent years, there have been a lot of things enacted to make it easier for people to vote. I would submit that these actions are an invitation for voter fraud. We've had motor voter. When you go for your driver's license, you can register. We have early voting. We have absentee voting. Some states have registering on election day. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. Some people, I understand that Montana, most of the people vote by mail now. And there are even some proposals for in some states, like I think it's Oregon or Washington, have a proposal that people can vote over the internet. These are all invitations for voter fraud. I'd like to just go over a couple of things that have happened in the past, in which voter fraud might have played a large part. The 2000 presidential election came down to, it was so close, it came down to whoever won the state of Florida would be president. As you may remember, there was a big court battle, this travesty of hanging chads and God knows what else went on down there. But if there had been illegal voters, that it might have changed the outcome of that election completely, and we might have had President Al Gore, God help us. In another instance, there was in 2008, I believe it was, there was a very close election in Minnesota, and after all the wrangling, it turned out that it was decided that Al Franken was the winner by 345 votes. Now, that may not seem significant unless you look further and find that Al Franken was the 60th vote in the Senate, which enabled the Senate Democrats to enact cloture to stop the filibuster against Obamacare. So that election, which was decided by 345 votes, led to the enactment of Obamacare, along with some bribery and coercion going on there. They wouldn't call it that, but that's really what it was. Now, in order to make sure that, or to lessen the likelihood that that illegal voters might have decided that election, it wouldn't take much. I think we should go back to the old way of at least go back to like the first time I registered to vote. We didn't have motor voter. We didn't have permanent registration. Now, here's what I had to do when I first registered to vote. I lived in New York State at the time. First of all, there was registration day, which, if memory serves me right, was sometime in August. You went to your polling place and you registered. And you were on the books. They didn't have any any permanent registry rolls. For each election, you went down and you registered at your polling place. Right now, Florida is checking on 180,000 voters on their registry, on their voter rolls. In the old days, the voter rolls were compiled on registration day. They didn't keep them forever, as they do today. No, it's only natural that a lot of dead people are on the voter rolls, and it would be quite easy for somebody who knows the facts to go in and vote as a dead person. Now I live in North Carolina now. Here in North Carolina, um, all I had to do, well, I registered when I changed my driver's license from New York to North Carolina, and I've been registered ever since. I'm permanently registered. When I went to vote in the primary a few weeks ago, all I had to do was tell them my name. They asked me my address. I told them that, and I signed the book. Nobody asked me for any ID. Nobody asked me for anything. So if I had died in the meantime, somebody who knew my name and where I lived could easily have gone in and registered and voted. So I think that although this probably will never happen, if it's too much trouble to go down and register when there's an election, voting is a right and a privilege and an obligation to your country. If it's too much trouble to go and register, who needs you? Stay home and take whatever bimbo is elected to public office without your advice or consent. Now we have as I said, we have this permanent registration. We have early voting. We have absentee voting. What is this early voting stuff? You go down on election day and you vote. And absentee registration, oh, I have to go on vacation then. That's tough. If you have to go on vacation when it's election day, don't vote. Who needs you? If your vacation is more important than who's president, well, that's too bad. The only people who should have absentee voting is people in the armed forces or working for the government overseas, and people like that. If you're a civilian and you can't come back to the States to vote, we don't want you. Now there are some reasons for absentee voting. If somebody is incapacitated, if they're confined to their bed and can't get out, okay, absentee voting is fine there. But other than that, I think we should register on registration day, because right now with this permanent personal registration, Florida is now investigating 180,000 people that are on their voter rolls, and I understand that they've already found 53,000 dead people on the voter rolls. So you can see there's a wide space there for fraud. So I think we should go back to the old way of doing things. You register on registration day. That's the voter registration for the election. You go down on election day and you vote, and that's it. And if you get an incompetent, of which we have plenty in Washington right now, it's your fault. If you want to vote, register on registration day and vote on election day. Period. That's my complaint for now. There'll be more. There's plenty of room for complaints, and I just want to put this up again. Here's my the top one there is how to get in touch with your congressmen or senators, and the bottom one is my email address. And if you've seen others of my my little diatribes, you'll know that I invite you to send me an email to comment, or good or bad. I'm open to constructive criticism. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back.